When people heard pump your own gas on those GTA 6 leaks, they immediately associated this to the task of stopping at the gas station and filling the tank. Oh no, the game will have me do these mundane chores now. However, I think this could be fuel. See what I did there? To a lot of storytelling. I don't think this has anything to do with chores or realism. I think it's what happens when the world gets a chance to breathe back. I've been thinking about this for a while and I want to talk about it on today's video. Hello everyone, thanks very much for tuning in. My name is Bishop. So let's ride. So GTA has always been riddled with movie references. And I think stopping for gas is just yet another one. So in movies, mundane tasks like pumping gas are never just about the fuel. They're staging grounds. And if GTA 6 really makes us fuel up, it's not going to be about the chores. I think it's just Rockstar pulling from cinema. So we all know this. They leave off the reel. Vice City was soaked with Scarface, Miami Vice references, San Andreas, Boys in the Hood, GTA 5 across the years of existence at Heat, Point Break, Fast and the Furious, Hackers, Breaking Bad. Loads of cars, loads of movie references, a ton of Easter eggs all across Los Santos. Some a little bit more subtle than others, but they're all there. So take these references, for example. John Wick. The story didn't begin with assassins and gold coins and whatnot. If you think about it, he started at the gas station. John pulls up to fill in the car's tank, and he runs into a couple of people, and then this petty theft snowballs into this all-out war, And the stop, if you think about it, wasn't about filling a tank. It was this domino effect that first sparked, that lit the fuse, and then John goes on this absolute rampage. So Rockstar knows this rhythm, and they know that these small moments they can turn into this massive fallout. So that's why I think gas can matter. I have another example here, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. If you remember this, or if you don't know the scene, there's this routine fuel stop, and then he ends up meeting with these low-level crooks and defends the petrol station, and he gets rewarded with free gas. So the scene wasn't really about the fuel. I mean, they had to stop at some stage, but I think it was about identity, heroes shaping their own myth on the road. And in Rockstar hands, that same stop isn't busy work. It's character-defining beat, right? Third example, Hell or High Water. There's two brothers stop at the petrol station. One steps inside to pay for it, grab a few smokes. And by the time he gets outside, there's a couple of punks just looking for trouble. And he ends up like swinging fists first. He had it coming. So the gas station once again becomes this flashpoint, this pressure cooker, a nothing moment where you just stop for gas. And then it flips into this pure cinema, into this fist fight. And I think this is the key. In movies, pumps are never just pumps. They're just tension, reversal, conflict, waiting to erupt, if that makes any sense. But there's a second layer here, if you think about it. Resources aren't just realism. I think they're narrative tools. When all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. We've heard this a million times before. So same goes for GTA's arsenal, right? When you have infinite rockets, jetpack escapes, stinky bombs, all the mag clips that you get, every mission plays out the exact same. Everything is solved with an infinite rocket launcher because you will never run dry. But if you strip the resources away and suddenly all these choices are going to matter. Suddenly, you're going to be forced to adapt, to improvise, and to actually play the game and, solve the puzzle. And that's what gas stations can be in GTA 6. Not necessarily errands, but forks in a road. Do you risk stopping for fuel, knowing the heat's on your tail? Do you conserve? Do you gamble? Do you buy bullets or gas, knowing you can't afford both? Every pump becomes a story seed. And I bet if you ask different people, they might solve the problem different ways. And right there, I think that's the key. Gas stations aren't about this realism. They're about Rockstar cinema. So flipping this back into story mode, if gas stations make it in, I don't think they're going to be chores. I think they're going to be these pressure points. Think of it. You're midway into this, like, you get away. Tire shred, sirens closing in, fuel is blinking red. What do? Do you risk the pump, knowing that the cops could roll up? Do you push on? Do you drive on fumes? Do you pull to the side? What do you do? If there's different options, different ways to solve this problem, I'd say everyone is going to be solve it in a different way. And I think that's tension. That's a story beat. The pump, it's not going to be a burden. It's a choice that builds into this narrative. And I think choice is everything. I hate these linear games. I want different ways to solve these problems. Imagine your cash on hand only covers one thing, gas or an extra mag. What do? Do you take fuel to keep moving, or do you think bullets will win the fight? So either way, you're going to be gambling. And I think that's the best thing that could happen to a game when scarcity is there, because it bends your decisions, it creates these forks in the road, and it makes each run unique, and it makes every person's problem solving different and unique. So without scarcity, GTA becomes linear. Helicopters on speed dial, rocket launchers out of your butt crack, like everything is going to be super easy, and you just, I don't know, just roll in your sleep and then you're going to be fine. But with scarcity, suddenly every corner store, every pump, every diner, every bullet is going to matter. That gas station stop becomes a John Wick moment waiting to happen. The crooked attendant, the rival crew, the undercover cop, whatever, I don't know. Rockstar could stage it anyway. Anyway. And the beauty of it is it's organic. You weren't really forced into it. You chose to stop. Well, you might have to stop sometimes. But I think this is where the power lies. Rockstar doesn't need scripted cutscenes. They can let the world write itself a little bit. And we all know that they tried this out with Red Dead Redemption 2. So we know this could be coming. So pumping gas becomes just another dice roll in the big chaos that could be GTA story or online. Sometimes it's going to be routine. Sometimes it could be an ambush. Sometimes it could be a hero-defining moment. I think it's the kind of design that makes you say, this wasn't just a mission, it was a story, and more importantly, it was my story. Now imagine Rockstar layering systems on top of that. Imagine if, let's say, rival gangs, they start targeting specific stations. Now you might want to go to or avoid certain petrol stations in the game. Dynamic robberies happening while you're fueling. So that's the Marlboro Man. NPCs will recognize your face and then they will tip off the cops. You know, what starts as realism becomes an escalation, and then gas stations all of a sudden aren't errands anymore, they're encounters. And those encounters, I think they're going to be able to keep the world alive way longer after the main story is done. So, no, I don't think pumping gas is about Rockstar turning GTA 6 into this chore simulator. I think it's about them mining cinema once again for the small sparks that ignite entire stories. A stop for fuel, it's never going to be just a stop for fuel. It's a chance for the world to shift beneath your feet. That's not realism, that's narrative design hiding inside a fuel pump. And if Rockstar really leans into that, every mundane detail becomes a possibility if you think about it. Gas stations, diners, going shopping for clothes, corner stores, they're all going to be powder kegs. Something can happen, or someone could just light the fuse and then that's it. So I don't think it's about chores. It's not about realism. It's not what happens when Rockstar turns this into a chore simulator. I think it's really what happens when the world gets a chance to breathe back. And that's why I think that pumping gas in GTA 6 could be the most Rockstar thing ever. And I hope so. Anyways, that's my take. What about you? What do you think? Are you dreading these fuel stops? Do you think it's too much realism? Do you see the potential like I do? Or you think I'm just talking a lot of baloney? Drop your comments in the comment section below. I would love to know what you think about this. Either way, thanks for riding shotgun. Bish signing out.